guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber from Kyuujin, and today we're back with you for Bleach 1000 Year Blood Wars Part 2, Episode 11.
Yes, last episode was Zombie against Kurotsuchi, Itsugaya against Kurotsuchi, and it was difficult. It was heartbreaking. It's hard to root for anyone when you don't want anyone to die, and the situation is just wrong, you know? But there's a bit of Itsugaya that's still alive in there, because he ended up reacting the more the fight went on. Kurotsuchi is always like 10 steps ahead, by the way. Like, he's got failsafe and he's got plans after plans after plans. He drugged Itsugaya without us noticing.
Kurotsuchi has failsafe for his own failsafes. Come on.
Yeah, and before we knew it, Itsugaya was like vulnerable on the ground and just unable to move. But he was reacting, so that makes me believe he's still alive, or at least there's still a chance that we can get him back. In the meantime, he is now serving Kurotsuchi, who used his drug to just, change the blood that was controlling Itsugaya. He was also attacked by 3 new zombies, Rangikyu and Rose and Kensei. I'm forgetting the names, but I'm looking them up right now just to be sure. The fact that there are so many of them that have become zombies makes me wonder if we can save them, like if it's an actual thing. They're trying really hard to make it seem like we can't, but I have hope.
We might be able to find a solution to that problem,
yeah.
So...
But in the meantime, they are still zombies, but now they serve Kurotsuchi, and he got rid of Giselle. Byakuya was also fighting Pepe, the Quincy of Love, and he was also using, he was sending kisses to people, weird kisses, like perverted kisses, to make them love him so much that they want to fight for him. So still pitting allies versus allies. And the big mistake he made was that he also pitted Quincy's against Quincy's in order to be the only one left, and they hated that, so they got rid of him too at the end. And now Byakuya is with Kurotsuchi and the zombies, and he's saying how wrong this is.
Bad Kurotsuchi. Bad.
Hey. Now I think we might be moving on to the palace, because Yhwach just got there, so we'll see how Squad Zero reacts and what their plan is. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So let's jump in this episode and see what happens. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of these, and check out our Patreon for the full-length reactions.
Alright.
Let's go. Less dilemma, less gray areas, please. I want to root for someone.
Soul Society 現世3階のバランサーとしてリヒトライヒの間に誓いを結ぼうという話じゃ。死神に任せて帝国
It was his idea. He's been manipulating people from the start, or he's been involved from the start.
わしらも一切感知せぬ。疑問だな。赤子と侮ったか。つもりはなかったが。
Man, he's old.
確かに恩師はかつて世界は一つだった。境界を差し挟み。切り分けたのは誰だ？霊王様じゃ。もたらしたのは誰だ？霊王様じゃな。苦しみに満ちた鳴き声を束の間の生に執着する民の怨嗟を答えと返すのか。
There's a shift in power here.
安寧があるというのだ。見えているぞ。
I'm gonna need more information, because right now Yhwach is striking me as the good guy, and this is weird. Dude.
霊王。何も知らんかったじゃろ。この危うき世界を保っておるのじゃ。なんと哀れな。無様な。たぞ表すべ一兵衛。殺せると思うか。次の父の手で命を与えこそすれできぬ。
He's the son of the Soul King.
Confirmed?
Confirmed?
くれてやると思うたか。その目は潰れ二度と開くことはない。つましく生きよ。この目が潰れて何よりだ。果てを見ずに済む。意志も失い、地気肉塊となり果てた父よ。役目を与えてやる。消えるがよい。貴様は3階の墓標となるのだ。
He saw the separation of the world as a plague, something that created pain.
世界を終わらせ、新たなる世界を。
But would it truly be true peace?
Wasn't there a reason to begin with why the world was separated into 3 parts?
That's the thing. You're gonna have to fight back. A good villain, to be fair, truly believes that what he's doing is the right thing for the right reasons. Otherwise, it's not a good villain. I'm guessing that he was against the separation. He goes way back. He's the son of the Soul King. So he was there when it happened, I guess. And he said that the souls that came back to him showed him only anguish, right?
Yeah.
Because fear of death or, separation and stuff. Like basically you try to stay alive. It's just not a peaceful world because you struggle to stay alive because you don't want to die. And then maybe when you're in death, only you want to go back to life and stuff. So the way he sees it, it's a nightmare. It's hell. So he's against it. But like you said, if there's a reason why they did it in the first place, what he's trying to do, even though that might be coming from a good place, could lead to a worse nightmare. We need more. That's what I'm saying. Like Ichibe also has his reasons for what he's doing. We need more from him, I think. I'm not sure I want you to show up with us. It's gonna be hell.
ガンジかよ何しに来たんだ
仕上げたのは誰だと思ってんだ
お前の姉ちゃんお前じゃねえよな
Exactly!
何しに来たって
クインシーどもをぶっ倒す以外
I don't want you to die. I don't want you to come with us.
もらったレオ級までの積んでんだ
I'll take the
こい
map.
つがな級にはたどり着けねえぜ
分かってんのかここから先は今までの日じゃねえ
And people died this arc.
だから俺が行くんじゃねえかよ
そうかよ行きますよ
They're laughing, but I'm stressed.
That we might lose people we care about.
Yeah. Like the main characters, like the main group, okay. The others, I don't know. Too many people have died.
Or turn into zombies.
Yeah. You better not die. Oh, I'll say I told you so.
こういう感じで飛ぶんだ
C'est un plan bancal, like we say in French. I'm a bit sad that these two are not going with them. Although it's not gonna be the last battle. Like there's 2 more parts
1 more part.
right now, but eventually.
久しいのこの霊王宮に立ち入るとはよほど血迷ったと見える霊王の刃
I am still excited to see this, even though I'm not sure anymore who's right and who's wrong.
旅となるがよいあんたたちの方がランワインドのギャンブルワイドを見つけた敵はおいの体を避けて通る見つけた敵は全部つけられぬ敵なら曲げられぬということ本能で見つけた敵どこからローン攻めてきても避けて通る
Oh,
おいはいつも言葉も舌も足りてねえのが
the anime trope of explaining your power.
敵とは触れるものほど見えぬもの肌身を覆うその衣戯れておる間に
She took control of that.
たもので作り直しておい
So the enemy is already on.
死ぬまで脱げると思うないよそういえば話の途中じゃったな
Oh, sorry, I attacked before I explained.
治らぬわらわの悪い癖
I know about that. So 1 down?
ことになりやがったなそのユーハバハってやろうわ
霊王宮には何があるんだ
行ったことはねえからな
Well, as much of a self-proclaimed expert as you can be.
いろいろ教えてもらったからな細けいことはちょっと
深いことか
He just wanted to come.
霊王宮に踏み入るのじゃ霊王以外にはあるまい現世ウェコムンド
自分がそうなろうとしているのか
Maybe just destroy him.
変わることなんてできんのかな
I think that's what's been happening. We fear that they've been trying to replace him with you.
こうしてると思い出すね助けに
Yay!
来てること
Yeah, you were
あの
right.
頃はまだ夜市さんが猫で
And
Ishida was with us.
石田くんがいたんだよね
It's well, I mean, it's true though that the brother being with us also makes it come full circle.
Yeah.
戻ってきてくれるかな
Yes.
We're gonna make him come back to us.
当たり前だユーハバッハを倒しに行くぶん殴って連れ戻すそう決めたじゃねえか
Yes.
ついでだけどな
He's going there for him, but like he's too much of a man, I guess, to show his feelings when it comes to his friend. But he's best friend. I'll say that their outfits though are fucking cool.
我が親衛隊よ。
こいつは活躍しねえとな。
貴様が役に立たんよう
Oh?
Since when did you join Bleach?
女の細腕で
shit.
誰の剣がだ
Hey, it's gonna be a challenge.
レオの盾よ、こやつらを止めよ。
I'm just gonna go and say I think all of Squad Zero is gonna die.
Yeah.
ほうでか
That
い
is.
I think they are building up to a fight with Ichibe, and he's gonna be the last one.
Whoa.
霊王宮が落ちるかもしれない
Yeah, like I said, I think they're all gonna die.
戦いに負ける側は反応も遅いんだ霊王宮はもう落ちてたのさ
That's what we said before. They've been preparing.
She's dead.
Too early to win, too late to know.
Oh shit. One down.
But just like with Soul Society, they prepared for this. They know what to do. They've met you guys before. They know. Oh,
just to make sure.
yeah. Why?
Fuck, that's disgusting.
こんなものがゼロ番隊か
We didn't know her much, but the others, I'm like, I'd be sad if they died. Holy shit!
全て落ちたお通りください陛下
Oh. Okay, wait, she's not defeated yet.
ここは少し
Oh, good.
迎え入れるための
Okay, thank
It
you.
was too easy,
Yeah, a
right?
little bit.
向こうで和尚が隠しておる。
He did.
なんじゃなんじゃもうバラしたか檻が間に合ったんじゃな
The cage?
何
間に合わせたよ。つられたのは久しぶりだからだったけどね。
Holy shit! Okay.
同じ箇所を連撃しても壊れない
Let's remind ourselves that Yhwach hasn't moved since they got here. He's not afraid.
料理を作り、自らの体から生み出す。私の冷圧を食らって身をつける。超高濃度の霊視の塊だろう。命の木は逃がしやしないし。
It feeds off of you.
好きに暴れてくれていいよ。この命
Don't dare them.
得られやしない。
It's not over. Like I said, Yhwach hasn't moved.
ゼロ番隊第1巻臨時天次郎亭
第4巻、北方新書。
There's a reason why they're here. There's a reason why they're the shit.
Yeah.
引き船切り落
I still feel like they're all gonna die. And the grand spectacle, the master of the show.
Creator.
I like him a lot.
肺の高いさ刃元がぐらついてるね
So am I.
よくかわした
かわすのがマナーさ
そうかならば次は
こっちの番だ
Oh,
Nice.
but like 2 seconds before we thought she was dead.
誰だと思ってるのさ一番イケてるゼロ番隊士一振り一冊さ
They're the shit. So Thor is dead.
そんなゼリーのようなものの中に浸されてぐらつくほど傷んだ剣で切れるわけがない
Maybe it is meant to wobble.
I think he did.
何をした
何も構えたとこにパーフェクトな弾丸が見事に命中してまっ
It is that sharp.
He creates Zanpakutos. He'd beat the shit with it. I'm glad that he's a fucking badass. Well, wobble in fear.
Oh, shit.
Holy fuck!
He is really cool. I will say that between every single member of the Squad Zero, it's my favorite one.
It's not over though.
このさや節は歯が滑らかすぎて刃こぼれしない食いっぱぐれるってね
It's too good.
こいつを収める鞘が作れない成立しないってんでせなかった代物さおかげでこいつの出番ができた
You're the experiment. Careful, my man. He's like, fuck them. Moving on.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Well, the cage couldn't hold him in. But now I mean, I don't want Ishida to die either.
陛下を追わなくていいのか えらこそ追わなくていいのか上にいるのは血生臭い和尚だぜ恩師はどう見る
I think it's a match he's been waiting for.
一兵 軽々しくわしの名を呼ぶの。
They go way back.
潰れても知らんぞ。
I am very excited about this, to be fair. Like
I've said it before, but I'm gonna say it again. But right now, between all the Squad Zero members, the Zanpakuto creators is one of my favorites because of his
Yeah.
personality and his skills.
Yeah.
I mean, when your Zanpakuto is that sharp that you can slide through anything like hot butter,
you can't
or
even
warm
have
butter.
you can't even have a sheet strong enough to hold it. It's too sharp, it's too smooth, it's too everything. It's like so perfect. It's impossible to be used by normal people. Like it's impossible to be sent down to be used. It's so perfect, he's disappointed in it. I like his personality. At first when he got there and they started attacking and I thought they got rid of the one that creates the cloaks. Again, I'm really bad with names. I'm
The
sorry.
Guardian of the North.
Yeah, when they got rid of her, I was like, because I mean, what I really like about 1,000-Year Blood War is that they are good at manipulating our expectations, right? Like we know what to expect from a shonen, we know what to expect from the good guys, and so when the Quincy's get to Soul Society very early on, and they start killing people left and right, including characters that we know and we care about, like they are flies, man. We are in shock because we're like, oh, so now no one's off limits. Everyone can die. Everyone except Ichigo and his close friends, at least until the end, right?
Yeah,
but
I guess.
like everyone else there used to be a rule saying that people have blood armor in shonen, and they wrote that rule off for 1,000-Year Blood War, right? So we expect the bad guys to be so fucking strong, but yet we have hope that we can still prevail. And the first part ended in a true massacre where we won nothing. We lost Yamamoto. We're like, okay, fuck that. We're losing. Until Ichigo can get his shit together, we're losing. So, and then, second arc, we fought back for a little bit, but then again, massacre. And until the guys that went up there came back down, they were losing hard. It was really sad. So they made us so used to the Quincy's just kicking ass. As soon as they got up there, I'm like, okay, fuck Squad Zero.
Well, I mean, you expect the Squad Zero to be strong, but she got killed right off.
I mean, I
believed it. It was just a trap. It was just all
No, I know.
confettis.
But I love how they did this because at this point we don't really know. Like we're good at predicting where things are going, but now we can't because they made them so strong. It's impossible to really tell who's gonna come out on top. So I'm glad that, despite everything we saw with the Quincy, Squad Zero still kicks ass. There's a reason why they say they're the best of the best. There's a reason why they're up there. I love that they can still fight. I'm afraid for Ishida. Ishida is on our level. He's a friend.
He's only human.
To be fair, he's supposed to be good enough to keep up with the rest of the gang, and eventually we're gonna have to face Yhwach. So we need to be strong enough to face Squad Zero level people and the Royal Guard of Yhwach, right? This is gonna be interesting, and I'm pretty sure Ishida's not dying here, but he is on the enemy's side. It's gonna be dangerous, and one of Squad Zero took care of almost everyone from the Royal Guard, and that's the thing. Again, I'm just like, I don't know. Like, there's the previous heir of Yhwach that's still alive too, and I don't really know what to expect from him. But he's supposed to be the shit. He's not Royal Guard. He's the heir, or at least the heir before Ishida. So I think now they've established. Because they've established the Quincy's. We know that already. We know they're a menace. They bring them here, they have them face Squad Zero, and we're like, oh yeah, they're prevailing. Squad Zero's gonna die. All of them are gonna die, right? Then they show us how badass Squad Zero is, and we're like, oh shit, okay, now we've established both camps. Fight.
I mean, that wasn't much of a fight.
No, but it's not over. Like now that it's Squad Zero versus Ishida and the previous heir. If they are still stuck here when Ichigo and the gang gets there, maybe we'll get to be a part of this, because again, Squad Zero has its own goals. If they want, and I mean, they wanted Yhwach. It's almost like they baited Yhwach to come here. So,
But I mean, we just learned that it is confirmed that Yhwach is the son of the Soul King. And didn't Yhwach said that the Soul King is just like a lump right now?
well, we kind of saw flashes of him, and it looked like he was just a torso, right? He's been like, it's not a glorified position. He's just I'm guessing now he's just a lump of flesh and power, and it's just, he exists, and his existence makes it so that the three worlds are separated. So I don't think it's a glorified position, and that's why I was afraid that they were trying to force Ichigo into the role. We talked about how we feel like the Soul King might be dying, and that's what they're trying to do. Take Ichigo to replace him because he might be strong enough.
Maybe.
But they've been baiting Yhwach up there too. Like, they opened the path. Ichibei is also very gray, very sketchy. Like, out of all of Squad Zero, I like everyone, but Ichibei, I'm like keeping him at arm's length. I'm like, I don't know about you, man.
You're hiding something.
He is, and he's got like that first scene in this episode between him and Yhwach. I'm like, the power and the morality between the two. It's weird. If you had shown me this at the beginning of the arc, without me knowing anything about Yhwach, I'd be saying Yhwach is the good guy.
Yeah.
Because I truly think he believes he's doing the right thing for the right reasons. I think I'm gonna go with, I trust what he said to be the truth, like what he truly believes, because he could be lying.
That because of the world separation, the humans are basically living in anguish and in fear.
That he's felt it, that he's, he's heard it from the souls that because he's connected to all the Quincy's, right? Like, he's a big part of their existence. So I do trust, like, we do know that when a Quincy dies, they go back to him, right? Mm-hmm. So that is true. So if he has felt their anguish and stuff, and he's like, well, separating the worlds has only created more pain, I want to stop that and go back to how it used to be, then I believe if he's not lying about that, then I believe he thinks he's doing the right thing. But like you said, there's a reason why they separated the worlds to begin with, and I'm afraid that him trying to do what he thinks is right will lead to the destruction of everything. And he might be at a point where he's like, if we can't live in peace, might as well destroy everything that's there.
Yeah. Because
he could be that type of guy too. He could be like, I'd rather have nothing than have pain and suffering. That makes him a very interesting villain.
Unless we are wrong and the world were divided for the wrong reason.
But that's why I'm like, I don't know about Ichibei. We haven't seen the Soul King, but if he's just not a figurehead per se, but if he's just power, and if he just exists, then the real figurehead is Ichibei, and he's the one defending what's been done. And he was there way back. He's old, man. He's not just a Shinigami they brought up because he's strong. Like, he used to be a part of this, and I think he's the closest to the Soul King, so he understands him best, and he understands his reasons and what he did best. And just like, we were talking with Kurotsuchi about how Kurotsuchi does things for progress's sake, right? Progress for progress's sake.
Yeah.
And like, they have a job as Shinigamis, and no matter the consequences, he's gonna do that job, and fuck morality. I think that Ichibei is the same with his own job and purpose, like keeping the balance, keeping the three worlds separate. And when the Quincy's were a menace, and when they were threatening that balance, he was willing to negotiate and separate even more and be like, okay, we're going to take care of this and you're going to take care of that. Like, he works for the sole purpose of keeping those worlds separated. So that's why we need his insight, I think, because there's a reason why they want this to happen at all costs. And he tried to show Yhwach why they did it, and I think Yhwach knows why they did it, but he doesn't agree. He just doesn't agree. So I'm like, Yhwach is willing to be like, fuck what you fear, fuck what you're aiming for. I think it's going to be better if we go back to how it was. And Ichibei is like, nope, I think we did it for a reason. Or he's, I don't know. He wants to stop him from doing this. And he's willing to do anything to keep that balance. So this is where, though, I'm unsure when it comes to Ichibei, because if he sees Yhwach as the end of what he's been protecting, why does he want him at the palace? My theory 2 episodes ago was that maybe, like, if Ichigo is not a good replacement, maybe Yhwach could be a good replacement. But then how do you force him to become the Soul King? I don't know. Like, Ichibei has too many plans and too many mysteries surrounding his character. So I just don't know what to expect from it. But they've been showing that there's, there's already a rivalry. There's already a difference in opinion between him and Yhwach. So the fight that they're preparing here, anticipating, is gonna be fucking awesome. Squad Zero is strong, but like I said, they've been killing the Royal Guard, and Yhwach hasn't been doing shit. He's not afraid. He knows what he can do, and he left his heirs behind without a second look. Right? He's moving on, so I don't think he's afraid of losing.
We've been saying since the beginning that Yhwach doesn't seem to care about his subordinates, about his own people. They are mean to his ends. That's all.
But just like. Well, I don't know.
Or if it did care about them at the beginning, it does not right now.
But the thing is that if we're talking about him destroying the balance in a way that, there will no longer be 3 worlds, there will only be 1 world, you'll be destroying, like he talked about death and life, separating death and life. What if the reason why he doesn't care about the death of his subordinates is because in the end what he wants to create is a world where death is not a thing.
So they're gonna be there then.
Yeah, like there's basically everything that exists. Like when you die, your soul goes to Soul Society and gets recycled and then you move on. It's a circle. He wants to make it a thing, not a circle, just a thing. So everything that exists, that existed, that is in the transition will be there without ever, growing old, dying, or whatever. There's no longer going to be a circle, but you're not going to be gone forever. I mean, he sees everything as
I will expect people to grow old, but just never die, like Yamamoto.
I don't know.
He grew old, but
There's only so much, you can do with that, but I feel like for Yhwach, he just wants to take away the end. So that's why he doesn't care.
But if you think about it, could you imagine the normal human beings? Like, you continuously grow old, but you never die. But your body...
Life would lose its meaning.
It would lose its meaning, but imagine your own body, you're too weak to do something, you're just living, but you can do nothing about it.
Shinigamis don't age the same, so if you mix Shinigamis and humans, things would be different. It's not just like would be growing older and older and older and dying eventually, and just never die. I think it's more... complicated than that, or it would be different, but still, just painting Yhwach's character, I feel like for him there's just never an end, right? Everything has a purpose, so we can't just write him off as a guy who doesn't care. It's not about caring, it's not about life or death, it's about getting to that point where it won't matter anymore. So like even just when his Quincy's die, they don't really die, they come back to him, they are still there. So unfortunately, like where that's wrong is he's writing off someone's sacrifice, someone's emotions, like what they're willing to do. There's beauty, kind of like how sometimes you'll see, I'll go with Assassin's Creed, but taking away emotions and free will, for them it makes sense because if you take that away, there will be no longer like conflict and people won't freak out or be at odds with each other. They won't be like tearing themselves apart because like they don't know if they're doing the right thing. It would be much more simpler, but by doing that you erase life, the meaning of life, the meaning of a personality. So you think you're doing something great by making it so that there no one dies anymore, no one moves on and stuff, but by doing that you'd be erasing the meaning of life. Yeah. So I think if he's like that, I think he feels like this will be so much better. But you'll be taking away everything that makes it worth it, In any case,
life is precious because we can lose it at any time.
Yeah, like there's no good without some bad. You can't appreciate the good if you don't live the bad a little bit.
You cannot see the rainbow if you don't have the rain first.
Yeah, it's like, it's complicated, Yhwach. It's not as simple as just erasing death. I want to know why he's like that. Like, what got him so... I mean, he did say, I felt the misery of those souls. So maybe, since he's connected to all Quincy's, he's been feeling it a lot. Like, there's a lot of Quincy's, right? So maybe that's what... It got too much for him, and now he just wants to stop this, but...
Do you think it's just a son rebelling against his own parents' authority?
Could be. But Ichibe needs to explain a little more about why they separated the worlds. Like, if we're right about it meaning that there's no meaning to life itself because there's no death, and it was maybe it was a miserable world, and that's the thing. He's saying, I need to show you my vision and the Soul King's vision.
And Yhwach said no.
But Yhwach, being the son, might not have been around when the worlds were just one.
Maybe.
Or he doesn't remember it. Maybe that's what Ichibe's trying to show him, and he's just not getting it. But we need to see that vision. Like, we need to understand Ichibe's side, because I think we're getting there with Yhwach, but I think he's justified in his own mind. But now give us the other side, because we need someone to fight when we get there. To be fair, like, I think right now what Yhwach is trying to do will just destroy everything. So,
but I mean, you said that the world were all ones back then. You said that people...
Well, they separated them in three.
People weren't dying, or they just died and just were there afterwards.
No, he said that you separated life and death. So I'm guessing death just wasn't a thing. If there are different worlds, then you die in the first one and you go to the next one. It's not death not being the concept as the end of everything. It's never the end of everything, because you're supposed to be recycled. Which is crazy if you think about it, because, like, if he's against death, or if he wants to erase the concept of death, then what the fuck are you doing as a Quincy, man? The Quincy's were the ones that were exterminating Hollows for good, stopping them from reincarnating, stopping them from continuing the loop. So, like, dude, you're anyway.
Yeah, I think you got some fact wrong.
There are mixed signals in there.
Yeah.
But we need Ichibe's version of what happened. We need to see the Soul King back in the day when they created everything. What led them to do this? Because if you understand the reason why they did it, you might understand why it needs to still exist today. But it's going to be tough, because I love how they're creating this villain. Like, at first, we're like, oh, he hates his people. And not he hates, but he doesn't care about his people. He only wants revenge against the Shinigamis. But now we're creating this guy who might have a point if you go into it.
I mean, if you said that if at the end of it, we're all going to be there together because there won't be life or death anymore. It's just one and the same.
We're literally...
Of course, he won't care that they sacrifice their life because...
No, that's not what I'm saying. That we're literally following a character who's lost his mom, who has been living with a double life where he can't mix some friends with the other friends. We're talking... When he lost his abilities, when he lost his powers after Aizen, Ichigo had this grief period where he was like, I'm never going to be able to see my Shinigami friends again because the two are separated. And now in comes Yhwach with a plan to make them all one, so there's never going to be this idea of separation again. You get to see your loved ones forever. You get to be with your loved ones forever. How great would it be if you, could be with your mom again, if you could be with your friends forever? Like, this is something that's very tempting. So it's going to be very interesting. If he finally says this plan, like if he finally tells us what he wants, it's going to be interesting to see how our characters react to that possibility and what's going to make them choose between what's right and what is easy.
But I mean, the greater the temptation, the greater the hero to turn down the temptation.
Yeah.
In
any case, I think he's a good villain. He's not like this like one-layered character that doesn't really, think about why he's doing things.
You can empathize with your own villains, right?
If you question your own morals and your own way of seeing the story because of a villain's way of seeing this,
they're doing a good job.
In any case, like I said, we need the more information before we can truly decide, like, who's truly in the right, who's truly in the wrong, and are they truly in the right or truly in the wrong, because everything is gray,
Maybe both of them are rights and both of them are wrongs.
Some right and some wrong, but what's the worst? What's the worst idea?
Lesser of the both evils.
Yeah. In any case, I like that. I mean, to be fair, that's been the whole thing, right? Shinigamis are not completely good. They've been very gray. Some of the stuff they've done, that's fucking horrible.
Kurotsushi.
One of them, yeah, but like, even when Yamamoto was fighting...
Kurotsushi is not the same thing.
No, Kurotsuchi. But even when Yamamoto was fighting, we were talking about how they did some stuff that's fucking crazy too, right? Like they massacred the Quincy's. Right? There's some stuff they do that is
Yamamoto.
Yeah. Stop. but still, like, that's the whole point, right? Like, you can't really root for Quincy's or Shinigamis because both of them make mistakes.
Yeah.
And some of them have good ideas, but that's why teaming up and working towards a better future would be the best thing to do here, because no one is completely right. If you help each other, you can get the better ending. That's why Ichigo and Ishida are the mold to follow, the path to follow. Friends, not French. Friends, French, everyone's French. In any case, I'm very excited about the Yhwach and Ichibei fight, and I hope Ishida can keep up with the Squad Zero. In the meantime, Ichigo's coming with his friends, and I'm very afraid for his cousin, because god damn it, you're not strong enough for this. He could surprise me.
You could surprise
me. And it's not over anyway. There's like one other part, and maybe another one I think is planned, so we'll see. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the next one right away, it is on Patreon already. You can check it out. The link is in the description below.
If you don't, the next one shall be on YouTube next week. So gonna see you then, guys.
Bye!